Here we go with round two. What is this? 10 through 19. So first one, multiplication here. So we are going to multiply the outside stuff. So 3x times 5 is 15x. I'm also going to multiply the inside stuff. 32 times 4 is 128. X to the 7th. So now 15x is already on the outside. I'm going to break down 128, which is 32 and 4. 32 is 8 and 4. 8 is 4 and 2. Lots of 4s here, which is going to give me a lot of 2s. 3 2s, 5 2s, 7 2s. So I've got 3 pairs of 2s. So that's 2 times 2 times 2. That's 8 with a leftover 2. All right. And then I've got x to the 7th, which if I look at shoes, I have 3 pairs with 1 left over. All right. So these 2 get put back in the parentheses over here. So that's 8x to the 3rd radical 2x. Now I can multiply those together. 15 times 8 is 120. X to the 4th, there are 3 x's combined with the one that was already out there, radical 2x. All right, next one, we got to FOIL this. We got 5 radical 2 plus 7. That plus makes two terms. I'm going to do our box method first. You can also just FOIL if you'd rather. So 5 radical 2 plus 7, and then 2 and negative 3 radical 2. So outside stuff, so 2 and 5 makes 10 radical 2. 2 times 7 is just 14. Negative 3 times 5 is negative 15. But there's 2 radicals here, so radical 2 and radical 2 is radical 4. And then negative 3 and 7 is negative 21, radical 2. Now, this negative 15 and 4 is negative 15 and square root of 4 is 2. So this makes negative 30. So I can actually combine these two, and I can combine 14 and negative 30. So 14 and negative 30 makes negative 16. And then 10 minus 21 is negative 11, radical 2. And that's as far as I can go. I cannot put those together. All right, number 11 is just distributing. So I'm just distributing here. Okay, 17 times 11, because 17 and 11 are both on the outside. So 17 times 11 is 187, radical 3. Now 17, so it's minus, there's a 1 there. So 17 times 1 is 17, and then 3 times 6 is 18. I can't do anything with the first one. 187 radical 3, I can't do anything with that. Radical 3 doesn't break down. But radical 18 does. Radical 18 is 9 and 2, 3 and 3. The pair of 3, so it's 3 radical 2. Now I just multiply those two together. So my final answer here is 187 radical 3 minus 51 radical 2. Cannot put those together because the radicals are not the same. That's as far as I can go. All right, next one. The squared means I'm doing this thing again. So 8 radical 5 minus 9. And I'm going to do the box method or FOIL again. So last time I did the box, so I'll FOIL this time. 8 times 8 is 64. But radical 5 times radical 5 is radical 25. 8 times negative 9 is negative 72, radical 5. Negative 9 times 8 is negative 72, radical 5. Negative 9 times negative 9 is plus 81. All right, so I see that I can simplify the square root of 25 to 5. 64 times 5. I also see that I can combine these two. They don't cancel. Negative 72 and negative 72 makes 144, negative, radical 5. And then plus 81 at the end. 64 times 5 is, 320. but that can go with the 81. So 320 plus 81 is 401 minus 144 radical 5. It's as far as I can go because the radicals are not the same. So done there. Don't put 401 and 144 together. I see a lot of people do that. Okay. Moving on down. Subtraction. So I see that 27 can be broken down, and I see that 75 can be broken down. I can't put them together right now because the numbers under the radicals are not the same. So I got to break them down if I can. 27 is 3 and 9, and then 3 and 3. So I got a pair of threes with a leftover. So that's 3 radical 3. 75 is 25 and 3, and then 5 and 5, which makes 5 radical 3. Now the 7 and 3 can multiply to make 21 radical 3. Don't forget that, or you're going to have a negative answer here, which is okay, but in this case it's not because 7 times 3 is 21, and 21 minus 5 is 16 radical 3. And I'm able to put those together because the numbers under the radical are the same. All right, last one in this section. I'm going to go ahead and FOIL again. 6 times 6 is 36. 6 times negative radical 7. So I took a negative 1. 6 times negative 1 is negative 6. And just a radical 7 at the end. That's a positive 1 times 6 is positive 6 radical 7. And then 1 times negative 1 is negative 1. 7 times 7 is 49. Now what happens with these two is they cancel. Negative 6 plus 6 is 0, so that cancels out. Square root of 49 is 7, so I can do 36 minus 7, which gives me 29. So the answer is just a number on this one. The radicals cancel out. All right, radical equations. You want to get the radical by itself. Now, I say that, and then number 16, there's 2 radicals. So what I need to do is these are both, there's nothing on the outside of either radical, so I can just go ahead and go straight to squaring both sides. It cancels the radical, and I'm left with 4x plus 7 equals negative x plus 2. Solving an equation. So I'm going to add x. So I get 5x plus 7 equals 2. Subtract 7. I get 5x equals negative 5. Divide by 5. I get x equals negative 1. Now you might be thinking, I can't have a negative. You can't have a negative after you plug x in. So if I put negative 1 in for x, 4 times negative 1 is negative 4, but negative 4 plus 7 is 3. Square root of 3 is fine. You can get a negative answer, you just can't have a negative number at the end inside the radical. So x equals negative 1 is fine. Next one, I've got some numbers on the outside of the radical that I need to get out of there. So subtract 6. 5 radical x minus 3 equals negative 5. That 5 is being multiplied, so I'm going to divide it. So I get the square root of x minus 3 equals negative 1. Can the radical ever equal a negative? No. So my answer here is no real solutions. Okay. 2 more for this video. Number 17. Got to get rid of the 2/3 and the 4. So I'm going to subtract 4. So it's 2/3 radical x equals 4. I'm going to go ahead and multiply by 3 to cancel the 3 on both sides. So it's 2 radical x equals 12. And divide by 2. So I get radical x equals 6. Well, how do I get rid of the radical? Square both sides. So I get x equals 6 squared, which is 36. Okay. Last one for this video. Gotta get rid of the negative 7 and the 22. So I'm going to start by subtracting 22. Have to. Negative 13 minus 22 is negative 35. Negative 7 is being multiplied, so I'm going to divide it. And then it's nice because it turns it positive, right? The negative 35 divided by negative 7 is positive 5. There's nothing on the outside of the radical at this point. So now I'm going to go ahead and square both sides. Notice when you do that, it's not right away. 5 squared is 25. Now we're just solving this. Subtract 1. So 3x equals 24. Divide by 3 and x equals 8. And that's solving radical equations. We're going to take a look at those a little bit more in depth in the next video, where we're looking at the word problems.